Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. Djibouti celebrates the new Hijri year 1447. And for the international news, at least 100 Palestinians killed, including food aid seekers. And now the details ladies and gentlemen. State and governments, along with prominent figures heading key regional, continental, and international organizations, in their separate messages, these leaders and senior officials expressed their best wishes for the president's health and happiness and prosperity, progress, and well-being for the people of Djibouti. The President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, was among the leaders who sent congratulatory messages to the head of state. Donald Trump wrote in his letter to President Gele, on behalf of the American people, I extend my warmest congratulations to you and to the entire people of Djibouti. The U.S. President noted that the partnership between the United States and Djibouti is a cornerstone of stability and security in the Horn of Africa. Mr. Trump added decades of fruitful cooperation between our two countries have enabled our world to achieve significant gains in vital areas of security and economic development, reaffirming his country's commitment to continuing its strategic cooperation with the Republic of Djibouti in the long term. The Kingdom of Bahrain, Sheikh Hamad Al Khalifa, also sent a message to President Gele on the occasion of his country's Independence Day. In his message, the King of Bahrain stated, on the occasion of Djibouti's National Independence Day, I wish to express my heartfelt congratulations to the President and the borderly people of Djibouti. The President of Egypt, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, also sent a similar message to the head of state of Djibouti, wishing further achievement for the borderly Djibouti people and reaffirming his commitment to preserving the long-standing relations between the two countries and their borderly peoples. The President of the Republic of Germany, His Excellency Mr. Frank-Walter Steinmeier, was among the prominent leaders who expressed their sympathy and friendship with our country on the occasion of our National Independence Day. In his message on the occasion of the 48th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Djibouti, I extend my sincere congratulations, praising the significant contribution Djibouti has made and continues to make in enhancing security in the Horn of Africa. It is also worth noting a similar message from the leaders, including the President of the Republic of Cuba, His Excellency Miguel Diaz-Canel, the President of the Republic of Botswana, and the President of the State of Palestine, Mr. Mahmoud Abbas. And now, as I mentioned on the title, the Republic of Djibouti is celebrating this Thursday, June 26th, 2025, the arrival of the new Hijri year 1447 in unison with the rest of the Muslim world. This date is a significant religious and historical occasion commemorating the blessed Hijra of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, and the profound lessons it conveys to the Ummah. On this occasion, public and private institutions as well as administrative services observe a public holiday in Djibouti. This sacred remembrance brings minds back to one of the most pivotal moments in the Prophet, peace and blessing upon him, when the Prophet Muhammad secretly left Mecca to escape the plots of Quraysh, who sought to silence his message. Accompanied by his faithful companion Abu Bakr Siddiq, he took refuge in the cave of Mount Thawr for 3 days while the Quraysh actively searched for them. His arrival in Medina marked the beginning of a new chapter, the establishment of the first Islamic state, founding on faith, brotherhood, justice, and the rule of law. It should be recalled that the Hijri calendar was adopted during the Caliphate of Umar ibn Khattab 17 years after the Hijri, in order to provide the Muslim state with a unified system for managing affairs, documents, and official correspondence. In an exclusive address on the national television, Sheikh Ahmed Noor Ali shed light on the spiritual and educational dimensions of commemorating the Prophet's Hijr, peace and peace and blessing be upon him, he emphasized that this occasion is not merely a historical memory, but a time for reflection and introspection, inspired by the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, a model of faith and uprightness. The Sheikh explained that the Hijj was a difficult and risky journey marked by unwavering faith and meticulous planning. The Prophet left Mecca in secrecy, accompanied by his loyal companion. Among the most important lessons of the Hijri, he highlighted the concept of inner migration, the transition from evil to good, from negligence to awareness, and from disobedience to obedience to God. On the occasion of the Independence Day of our beloved country, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Al-Hadi Ismail Margeli, has issued a presidential pardon for inmates whose sentences are less than 4 months, effective from June 27, 2025. These individuals were released this Thursday, June 26, 2025. A total of 151 prisoners serving sentences in the Republic of Djibouti have benefited from this presidential pardon. Among them, 42 inmates, including 9 foreign nationals, were released today from Gabon prison. The 9 foreigners who were residing illegally in Djibouti will be deported to their countries of origin. Additionally, 109 prisoners out of the total of 151 will receive a 4-month reduction from their prison terms as their sentences exceed 4 months. The Dar al-Hanan Center hosted a landmark event in Djibouti's healthcare system. The ceremony was graced by the presence of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Rabli Abdullah, Minister of Health, His Excellency Ambassador Hara Kiichi, Ambassador of Japan to Djibouti, and Mrs. Aisha, representative of the United Nations Population Fund. The inauguration held under the theme Innovation and Collaboration began in the morning with a presentation by the Minister and his team on recent development at the Dar Hanan University Center. Among the key initiatives was to launch a new hospital management system fully aligned with the goals of digital transformation in the healthcare sector. The dignitaries then proceeded to officially inaugurate the newly renovated emergency department, now equipped with modern and efficient medical devices. The new blood bank service, also inaugurated by the Minister, marks a vital step in enhancing multi-material emergency care. This ceremony also served to highlight the unwavering commitment of partners, particularly the valuable support provided by JICA in supplying equipment and facilitating necessary training. And now, the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabli Abdullah, officially inaugurated a new operating room in maternity wing of Al Dar Al Hanan Hospital. This new unit, equipped with state-of-the-art medical equipment, strengthens existing capacities and meets the growing needs for emergency obstetric care. It will contribute to improve the quality and safety of care provided to pregnant women. After the ceremony, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabli, conducted an in-depth tour of the various maternity departments. The visit provided an opportunity to appreciate the significant progress made while also identifying ongoing challenges. Discussion with healthcare professionals helped foster constructive thinking around future improvement. The Minister, Dr. Ahmed Rabli Abdullah, commended all healthcare workers involved whose dedication and expertise form a cornerstone of this noble progress. And now on Monday, an official reception was held at the residence of the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the presence of Japan International Cooperation Agency volunteers in the country. The event, marked by an atmosphere of warmth and mutual appreciation, brought together several high-level officials from the Djibouti government. This distinguished guests included the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Dileita Mohamed Dileita, and the Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment, Mr. Hassan Mohamed Ibrahim. Also present were representatives from civil society and diplomatic corps and former JICA partners. The ceremony concluded with the presentation of the official certificates of recognition to several Djiboutians who have worked closely with JICA volunteers over the years. It was a touching moment, warmly applauded, that honored the enduring women partnership between the two nations. The 25th anniversary celebration thus marks a milestone in the history of Japan-Djibouti cooperation, highlighting not only the work accomplished but also the promising prospects for the years ahead. In his opening remarks, the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti praised the strength of bilateral relations between Djibouti and Japan, highlighting the joint efforts made over the past quarter century in the fields of education, health, environment, and community development. For his part, Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment, Mr. Hassan Ahmed Ibrahim, affirmed that the relations between the two countries are exceptional.
Taking the floor during the reception held at the residence of the Japanese ambassador in Djibouti, the Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment, Mr. Hassan Muhammad Ibrahim, expressed the profound gratitude of the Djiboutian government towards the Japanese cooperation, and more specifically the long-standing efforts of the Japan International Cooperation Agency. In his remarks, the minister warmly acknowledged the enduring partnership between Djibouti and Japan, noting that the impact of JICA's volunteer program had been both meaningful and far-reaching. He highlighted the contributions of Japanese volunteers over the past 25 years have been particularly felt in rural areas where their humility, expertise, and dedication have made a tangible difference in communities. Mr. Hassan Muhammad Ibrahim also emphasized the vital role played by these volunteers in various key sectors, such as education, health, environmental protection, and community development. He praised the volunteers' commitment to skill sharing and their efforts in strengthening human development across the country. Concluding his speech, the minister reaffirmed the government's appreciation and trust in the ongoing collaboration with Japan, expressing hope that this solid partnership would continue to grow in the years to come, driven by shared values of friendship, development, and mutual respect.
And now the Minister of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, accompanied by the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office, Mr. Naguib Abdullah Mohamed Kamel, and senior officials from his ministry arrived at the newly rehabilitated solar power plant in Adailu. The plant has a capacity of 165 kilowatts peak and a storage system exceeding 500 kilowatt hours. Upon arrival in the village, the delegation was warmly received by the prefect of the region, Mr. Mohammed Abbas, the deputy president of the Tajura Regional Council, Mr. Abdul Qadir Omar Abdul Qadir, local MPs, civil and military authorities, and a large gathering of Adailu residents who assembled near the energy infrastructure installation site. The official reception was organized with great pomp, joy, and a celebration. The same delegation then cut the ribbon and toured the technical hall, the equipment and electrical materials, and the solar panel installation site. The solar power plant, built on an area of 4,000 square meters, began operation on January 25, 2016, under the high patronage of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margili. The Ministry of Energy, responsible for natural resources, rehabilitated the plant in cooperation with the proxy Huawei Group, with support from the Department of the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. The plant includes more than 253 high-quality solar panels. Its current production capacity is 165 kilowatts and will provide solar-powered electricity to all village homes, shops, and other businesses and all public institution buildings. Additionally, every household benefited from a free electrical installation consisting of lamps, fans, and electrical outlets to provide truly high quality and comfortable energy services to the village homes, including lighting and ventilation. In a new development, the solar plant is the first in the entire country to be remotely monitored from the capital by the ministry's team using so-called smart technology, a set of advanced tools and techniques. The prefect of the region thanked the government led by the President of the Republic, Al-Hajj Ismail Margele, for rehabilitating the solar power plant. He also expressed gratitude to the Ministry of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, and the Secretary General of Prime Minister's Office, Mr. Naguib Abdullah Mohammed, for all efforts to renew the solar infrastructure. On his part, the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office conveyed great greetings from the Head of State, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margele, to the residents of Adailu. He pointed out that the government's rehabilitation of the solar power plants demonstrates the importance it places on improving the living conditions of rural populations and on local socio-economic development. Mr. Naguib Abdullah informed the audience that thanks to the government's efforts, especially those of the Ministry of Energy, other areas in the region and across the country will soon be electrified. He finally urged the residents to take good care of the installed equipment and materials. And now, in conclusion, the Minister of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, expressed his pride in inaugurating the fully rehabilitated solar power plant that the resident of this village had eagerly awaited.
During the official inauguration of the rehabilitated solar power plant in Adailu, the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, expressed his deep appreciation to the residents of the village and the regional authorities for the warm welcome extended to his delegation. In his remarks, the minister highlighted the significance of the occasion, stating that the successful rehabilitation and decommissioning of the Adailu solar power plant marked a major step forward in the government's rural electrification agenda. He proudly announced that the plant, now equipped with 165 kilowatt capacity and a storage system exceeding 500 kilowatt, was financed entirely through national budget funds and would provide clean, reliable electricity to all households, businesses, and public institutions in the village. The minister underscored that this achievement was in line with the vision of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, to improve the quality of life for all citizens, particularly those living in remote and underserved areas. He emphasized that the project was a direct response to the needs expressed by the local population and carried out following the President's instructions. In closing, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi expressed his pride in the work accomplished, stating that the Adailu solar plant is more than just a power facility. It is a symbol of national progress, equity, and the government's ongoing efforts to illuminate the future of every citizen, one village at a time.
And now we know about the Minister of Budget, His Excellency Ismail Ibrahim Roble, leading a high-level delegation, arrived this afternoon by sea to represent the government at the commemorative evening marking the 48th anniversary of our country's independence. Upon his arrival, he was warmly welcomed by the Prefect of Obokh, Mr. Musa Aden Migani, the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Mohammed Hamad, as well as the region's parliamentaries, the Honorable Ali Hamad and Mr. Kamil Hamad Ahmed. The evening of the June 27th is sacred date in the national history, is proudly celebrated throughout the country and beyond its border. It marks the Republic of Djibouti's attainment of independence and symbolizes the unity, sovereignty, and unwavering attachment of the Djiboutian people to their republican values.
soo dhawaada gebi ahaan gacmo furan walaalayaal ku soo dhawaada gebi ahaan gacmo furan walaalayaal waqti dalxiiskiya dhaqaala.
And now, today, the scouts from the Ministry of National Education and Training and Vocational Training marched in front of the CFEN to showcase their learning and skills acquired at the Apifah Academy on the occasion of the 48th anniversary of our country's independence. It is worth recalling that the first of three gathering planned for 2025 aim to teach group living, autonomy, discipline, and rigor, the appropriation and deepening of Islamic values, solidarity, and collective effort. The group of scouts, also all novices at this first camp, will be evaluated at the end of the 3-day immersion stage. Note that this first scout movement pioneering and the first of its kind will be strengthened at the start of 2025 school year with a group of about 50 students in each school with the goal of growing in strength and expanding across the entire national territory. And now, on the afternoon of Wednesday, June 25th, 2025, the Ministry of Youth and Culture, in collaboration with the three municipalities of the capital and the National Union of Djiboutian Women, UNFD, organized a patriotic march in honor of the Martyrs of Independence and to mark the third anniversary of the Ega Dam Memorial, inaugurated in June 2022 by His Excellency Al-Hajj Ismail Margele. The Ega Dam Memorial is a highly symbolic site erected on a local marked by one of the most painful periods in the struggle for independence. It serves as a space for memory, intergenerational transmission, and preservation of national cultural heritage. Two starting points were designated: the Humbly roundabout for participants from the Vazdika and Bulaus municipalities, in the front of 40th arrondissement for martyr from the Balbala municipality. This mass mobilization under the banner of remembrance and national pride reflects the deep attachment of Djiboutian youth, their history, and the memory of the heroes who fell for the independence. And now, as part of our daily reports during our news broadcast, let us now follow this report highlighting Djibouti's role in peace building. This is a report from the redaction.
A strategic pearl nestled between Africa and Arabia, Djibouti is far more than just a dot on the map, small in size but vast in influence. This nation embodies a rare stability in a region often shaken by geopolitical storms. Since gaining independence in 1977, it has turned its geographical location into a major asset, becoming much more than a maritime crossroads, a key player in regional peace and commerce. The Bab el-Mandab Strait, a checkpoint through which nearly 10% of global maritime traffic passes, places Djibouti at the heart of global stakes. Each year, millions of tons of goods flow through its ports, particularly the port of Dorale, the economic lifeline for neighboring Ethiopia, which relies almost entirely on it for its trade. But Djibouti's role goes beyond logistics. By hosting American, French, Chinese, and Japanese military bases, the country has skillfully navigated relationships with major powers, maintaining its sovereignty while benefiting from these strategic alliances, a complex equation, no doubt, but one that Djibouti balances with diplomatic finance. When Somalia plunged into chaos in 1991, Djibouti refused to remain a mere bystander. As early as June that year, it organized a conference aimed at restoring a legitimate government. Then, in 2000, came the Arta Conference, a bold initiative that brought together Somali clans, intellectuals, and political figures. In the address to the United Nations in 1999, President Ismail Omar Guelleh made a heartfelt plea not to abandon Somalia to the warlords. That commitment has never faltered. as seen in Djibouti's discreet yet constant role in Sudanese crisis, where it has engaged in multiple mediation efforts to ease tensions. Formed right after independence in 1977, Djibouti's armed forces embodied a national spirit, discipline, rigor, and commitment. Far from focusing solely on territorial defense, they have participated in peace missions in Somalia, the Central African Republic, and even Haiti, proudly carrying the flag of a country that favors cooperation over confrontation. Djibouti proves that a nation doesn't need vast landmass to wield global influence. Through agile diplomacy, a forward-looking economy, and an unwavering commitment to peace, it stands as an example of an African that refuses to remain a mere spectator on the world stage. As its leaders say, true power doesn't lie in size, but in the ability to unite, to build, and to inspire. A lesson the entire world could learn from.
And now the Regional Subdirectorate of the Ministry of Youth and Culture in Tajura, represented by the Tajura Center for Community Development, organized a musical evening dedicated to the National Independence Day. The Regional Subdirectorate of the Ministry of Youth and Culture had the honor of welcoming prominent figures, including the Prefect of Tajura, Mr. Mohammed Abbas, the Vice President of the Regional Council, as well as two members of the Parliament, Mr. Ali Kamil and Mr. Abdullah Rufa. Representatives from the National Gendarmerie and Police, along with decentralized regional services, also attended this important event. And now, following the UN Public Service Forum held in Samarkand, Uzbekistan from June 23rd to June 26th, the Deputy Minister in charge of decentralization met with his counterpart, the Minister of Azerbaijan. This meeting provided an opportunity to exchange ideas and strategy on improving public services and social innovation. The two ministers engaged in a constructive dialogue addressing common challenges related to decentralization and public service to delivery. The Azerbaijani minister presented initiatives implemented in Azerbaijan to modernize public services, particularly through digitization and citizen engagement. Discussion covered several key themes. The Deputy Minister also highlighted the many countries present at the forum found Azerbaijan's public service management model particularly interesting and effective. Last Wednesday, Ambassador Abdi Mahmoud Haibe, extraordinary and Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and permanent representatives to the African Union and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, presented his credential to the President of the Republic of Chad, Marshal Mohammed Idris Deby Itno, as the first Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Republic of Chad, based in Addis Ababa. During the credential presentation ceremony, after exchanging formal welcomes, Ambassador Abdi Mahmoud Haibe conveyed to the President of Chad the greetings of his brother, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Ismail Margele. The Djiboutian diplomat also expressed his deep gratitude to the Chadian President for his valuable support in the election of the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. In turn, the president of Chad congratulated Ambassador Abdi Mahmoud Haibe on his appointment, wishing him success in his duty and welcoming him to his second country. On Wednesday, June 25, 2025, His Excellency Aden Mohamed the late Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Belgium participated in the closing ceremony and diploma awards of Djiboutian trainees at the Belgian Customs School for the 2024-2025 cohort. Also in attendance were Mr. Gouleid Ahmed Yusuf, Director General of Customs and Indirect Tax of Djibouti, and his technical advisor, Mr. Abdurrahman Izi. The ceremony was held in the presence of the Administrator General of Belgian Customs and Exes. The Djiboutian trainees successfully completed their curriculum, covering various specialized aspects of customs training and control techniques. The Belgian Customs Administrator General praised the quality of their training and warmly thanked Mr. Gouleid for the dedication and excellence demonstrated by the Djiboutian customs officer throughout the session. The first phase of the awareness and training project on sports for people with disabilities was concluded in the Razdika municipality, led by Abdul Qadir Humman, the recipient of the grand prize of the President of the Republic. This followed field visits covering 5 regions across the country and neighborhoods in the capital. On Monday, Razdika municipality hosted an official reception in honor of Mr. Hummed, attended by the mayor and several local elected officials. Mr. Abdul Qadir Hummed in turn expressed his gratitude to the local authorities and national agency for persons with disabilities for their support, emphasizing the importance of sport as a means to integrate people with disabilities and improve their quality of life. He also extended his congratulations to the President of the Republic on the occasion of Independence Day and expressed his appreciation to the main supporters of the project, including the Secretary General for Sport, the Development Fund Administration, Global Security, as well as the companies Fatachi and VAPS. Now in Somalia, yesterday evening in Mogadishu, Somali capital, the National Week activities kicked off to celebrate the 65th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Somalia and the 48th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Djibouti. Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud participated in the celebration alongside large crowds of citizens, during which the national anthem was played at the sacrifices of Somali people for freedom and sovereignty were commemorated. The National Week celebration commemoration to the independence of Somalia will continue until July 1st amid festive atmosphere reflecting the deep historical ties between the two borderly nations. The president also reviewed units of the armed forces who saluted him in the presence of senior officials and prominent figures. And now for the international news, at least 100 Palestinians, including many individuals seeking food assistance, were killed and hundreds wounded on Wednesday in an Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip. The details with Dini Musa.
At least 100 Palestinians, including many seeking food aid, were killed and hundreds more injured Wednesday during Israeli attacks across the Gaza Strip, according to medical sources. A medical source reported that 17 people, including 2 children, lost their lives and several others were injured in 2 strikes in the Shejia neighborhood east of Gaza City. 8 people were killed by Israeli gunfire while attempting to obtain humanitarian aid in the Netruzam area in central Gaza, according to the official Palestinian news agency Wafa, citing medical sources. Rescue teams recovered the bodies of 3 Palestinians and saved 5 others from under the rubble of 2 houses in Jabaliya and Nazla, northern Gaza, following an Israeli airstrike. Some people remain missing under the debris. Additionally, 10 Palestinians were killed and others injured in an Israeli attack on 2 houses in Dar al-Balah and the Nusrat refugee camp, both in central Gaza.
This is it for this 9 p.m. English News edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.